Let all cats, old enough to catch their own prey, gather here beneath the podcast for a clan meeting. Welcome to Paws Clause, a podcast where we read the Warrior Cats books in chronological order. I'm Jillian, joined by my co-host and digital card shark Scout, and today we will be discussing A Thief in ThunderClan and Firestar's quest. Hey Scout, what's up?
Hey, you in on this hand? I'm dealing you in.
I mean, do I want to be in on this hand? I'm a little afraid of the kind of cards you guys are playing.
That's true. I know. They do have the jokers can be a little upsetting to look at, some of them.
I haven't even looked at that. I just know that the video game chat is popping off.
Mostly it's just poker hands, but what if there was no other players?
Okay.
And then also you had jokers that like alternate. Listeners, hi dear listeners, we're talking briefly about the video game Balatro for any console that you've got out there, as well as on Steam, I believe. So what if you were playing poker, but then you had jokers that did wild things, such as make it so that you can make a straight with gaps in it. So instead of having to go like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you could go 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. And so then you can get a lot more points that way. And then also sometimes they do crazy things like multiply everything you do. It doesn't sound as interesting when I'm just like trying to describe it. It's a fun little roguelite card game.
Love that for you.
What about you? How have you been? Not playing the cards?
Not playing the cards. I haven't been playing too terribly much of the Baldur's Gate, though I am still working on some of my runs. It's just been a couple of busy weekends, so haven't had a lot of time to do that. But I'm happy for everyone who is enjoying the cards. And I'm excited for this week because it's Pokemon Day.
Pokemon Day!
I am putting energy out there into the universe, and we will know by the time this episode comes out whether I'm correct or not. I'm hoping for another Legends game, ideally set in old Johto.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, I really liked Legends.
That's my dream.
I liked Arceus.
I did too. It was a very fun.
I feel like I feel like I want to revisit it. Mm-hmm. Like I played it so much right when it came out, and then it's one of those things where like it then left my whole scope of my brain and like what I remember existing, and I want to revisit it and like have some fun in that world again. Yeah.
I never actually beat the game, but I feel like for me, I was never like, I played the game differently. My goal was not to beat the game.
Rip to you, but I'm different.
My goal was to just run around and explore.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, it is fun. But I was never like, I need to advance the plot, except in, advancing the plot will give me more
Pokemon
space to run around.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, Scout, we've talked about some video games, we've talked about some things that we're doing. How's the Prey running over there?
Prey is running pretty good. Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, my update on meal planning, like trying to plan out dinners for myself and my dear parents has continued to go pretty well. Last night we had just a nice classic steak on the grill with a baked potato and some asparagus on the side. It's like a good classic white person meal. Very tasty. But
it sounds so yummy.
It's good, yeah. Oh, one of the things I'm excited about that I'm making this week is like a curry, but it uses ground beef, which you don't see in curry very often.
Oh.
Like sort of not a saucy curry, but with like curry spices, with potato and peas and ground beef, and it sounds good.
That sounds so yummy. I want to be there.
Jill's getting emotional about this.
I am. That sounds so good. I just really like food.
Food is good. What about you?
Well, I went to go visit a dear friend of mine this weekend, and we got from all three of our mainstays for food. So there's a place or chain up in DC kind of area called District Taco, and They are one of the only places I've found on the East Coast that does a proper California burrito.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good burrito. I had one when I went to San Diego one time. It was so yummy.
Nice.
Been chasing that high. But District Taco has very good tacos, very good burrito bowls. So we had some of that. And then yesterday we just ate an absolute ton of sushi at our favorite sushi place.
Just a disgraceful amount of sushi. Hell yeah.
Truly, they forgot 2 of our rolls at first, and there was still so much sushi on the table. When they got it, I was almost like, should I even remind them about those? And then I was like, no, I want my veggie rolls. So.
Another!
So we were like, hey, we're missing 2 of our rolls.
Excuse me.
I don't get sushi that often, so.
Yeah,
it's
hell yeah.
Nice to go and have that. So
the River Clan cast would be proud.
I am making my boy River Star proud.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
I see you have put, I believe this is Firestar's Quest?
Yeah, this is a Chinese cover for Firestar's Quest. I put it in the document because it just really made me giggle. It's this image of Firestar that is kind of like, he's positioned in such a way that he's looking down at the viewer directly out of the cover, and it just gives me "you got games on your phone" energy.
It looks like you were like the person was trying to take a picture of the cats walking in the line, but then Firestar photobombed by coming up through the
it does look like that because
there.
There's also Cloudstar like pacing away from the other leaders in the background, and then Firestar is in the foreground like, what?
What's going on?
What's going on, guys?
I don't think I showed it to you before, but I do have the expanded Ultimate Guide.
Ooh.
Sorry, only Scout gets to see this. We've got Cloudstar and a Skywatcher.
Oh, that's pretty.
It is really pretty.
I like the backlighting on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to talk about this one because I know that you have said often that you really, really enjoyed this one as a kid. I'm excited to see how it came together for you.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, though, you want to talk a little bit about the Discord?
Yeah, just wanted to share that popping off in the Discord, y'all should join us.
Yeah, we've had some new Discord members. Hello to our Discord community. Y'all are great.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Been having some great discussions about like animation in the Warrior Cats fandom that I've been enjoying personally.
I learned there's Warrior Cats fan music.
Big day for us.
Big day for us. We've also got some good old Warrior Cats RP going on.
Yes.
So we have a whole little section in the Discord for roleplay if you want to come play Warrior Cats like we're out on the playground together.
Yes, embrace it. I really gotta pick up one of my cats and get myself in there. I think that's a lot of fun.
I know, I gotta start. It's just been a busy couple weeks, but I'm planning on hopping in there soon. It seems like everybody's real thrilled about it. So yeah, it's been really fun. Just wanted to thank everyone who is in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you should be one, because you get a Warrior Cat name. So
yeah, we will give you a Warrior Cat name if you don't have one already. If you have one already, you can go ahead and use that one.
Keep that one, yeah.
You can keep that one, but if you need one, we will assign you Warrior Cat name upon entrance into the Discord.
It is true. And if you decide to keep your kitty pet name, that's also real fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shall we get into it?
Paint me a word picture. Let's see what's going on.
In A Thief in ThunderClan, we turn to the perspective of Brightheart, who still has nightmares of the dog attack and Swiftpaw's death. The battle with BloodClan isn't far in the past, and the betrayal of Tigerstar leaves her faith in her clan a little shaken. However, she finds comfort in her mate, Cloudtail, and when he is assigned to mentor Rainpaw, the Tom asks her to help in the young cat's training, knowing she is hurt at being passed over for mentorship. While on patrol, she notices Longtail looking a little too long over the Shadow Clan border and begins to distrust the warrior. Brightheart finds herself suddenly ill, only to learn that she is expecting kids. news that she and Cloudtail are both delighted by. Her suspicions of clanmates, however, only grow as she notices Bramblepaw and Tawnypaw speaking at the border with Longtail and Oakfur. But Firestar dismisses her concern. Bramblepaw is then made a warrior, now named Bramble-Claw. One night, when she's unable to sleep, she notices that the prey has gone missing from the fresh kill pile. She suspects Longtail at first, as he was on guard, but he denies the accusations. She and Cloudtail go to Firestar, who tells them he needs proof before taking action. Later, Longtail is brought into camp, his eyes wounded by a rabbit. Brightheart feels sympathy for the cat as she knows what it is like to have injured eyes, and she tries to comfort him and assure him that he will still be useful to the clan. She notices the fresh kill pile is empty again, and there are strange claw marks on the ground. With this clue, she begins investigating in earnest, comparing the claw marks of her clanmates to the ones on the ground. While in the background, the beginning events of Firestar's quest are occurring. Willowpelt is killed by a badger, and Brightheart comforts the dead queen's children. Firestar later announces that he and Sandstorm are leaving, and so Brightheart knows it is up to her and Cloudtail to figure out who the thief is and deal with it themselves. After being scolded by Graystripe, they set up a trap, which only works once Rainpaw goes out to grab some of the food. The thief is in fact an owl, which scoops up the apprentice, but Brightheart leaps at the bird and saves the young cat. A few days later, she gives birth to a single kid. White Kit. In Firestar's quest, the titular cat is having strange dreams of cats fleeing the forest, but none that he recognizes. Cinderpelt is unable to give him an answer, so he goes to the Moonstone, where he is told by Bluestar that the cats are from the 5th clan, Sky Clan, who were driven out of the forest long ago. She advises him against helping the cats, but Silverstream comes to him and asks him to help. He later sees his old kitty pet friend Smudge, who's also having odd dreams. As it turns out, his house is where Sky Clan's camp once was. Sleeping in the garden, Firestar is able to communicate with Cloudstar, who asks him to rebuild the Lost Clan. Firestar decides to undertake this quest, and Sandstorm comes along with him. The two begin a long trek to try and find where the Lost Clan ended up, and along the way, Sandstorm gets lost. With the help of some rogues, Firestar is reunited with his mate, apologizing for the argument they had about his feelings for Spotted Leaf. Soon, they reach a gorge that was the old home of SkyClan, and meet a pair of kitty pets who talk about a cat who stares at the full moon. Sandstorm and Firestar wait for the cat, whose name's Sky, and learn that he is one of the only living cats to remember SkyClan, even though he wasn't part of the clan himself. He shares information about the old clan, but does not tell them why they scattered. The pair begin to rebuild the Lost Clan out of kitty pets and rogues with SkyClan heritage, soon ending up with a small group of warriors and apprentices. Though it takes time, the new cats of SkyClan learn of the warrior code and receive their clan names: Sharpclaw, Leafdapple, Shortwhisker, Rainfur, Clovertail, Petalnose, Patchfoot, Sparrowpaw, Cherrypaw, Rockkit, Sagekit, Mintkit, Bouncekit, and Tinykit. Sky is honored too with a new name, Skywatcher. However, the Tom is old and tired, dies soon after, but is able to deliver a prophecy to Firestar about his descendants. Firestar grieves for the old Tom, but he still needs to find a medicine cat and leader for the clan. Soon, Firestar learns of the fate of Old Sky Clan, destroyed by a vicious mob of rats living in an abandoned barn, the leader of which is able to communicate with cats. SkyClan determines they must eradicate the rats before their new clan is destroyed, and so they begin training. They find a medicine cat as well, Echo Song, who learns basic herbs from Sandstorm, and later is able to communicate with the ancestors in the Whispering Cave. Because the rats have already attacked the gorge on a moonless night, SkyClan takes the battle to the barn. In the battle, Rainfur is killed, and Firestar loses a life, but when the leader of the rats are killed, the rats scatter and the new SkyClan is safe. Leaf Dapple is made leader after a vision from Echo Song, and Sharpclaw becomes her deputy. After receiving her 9 lives and the name Leaf Star, the apprentices are made into warriors, and 3 of the kits become apprentices. With that, Firestar and Sandstorm head home. In the epilogue, it is revealed that Sandstorm has given birth to Firestar's daughters, Squirrel Kit and Leaf Kit. Unbeknownst to them, they have a grand destiny awaiting them. So let's start with A Thief in ThunderClan.
Yeah. I had a great time with the Brightheart perspective here. Always love to get more Brightheart.
I agree. I love her.
She's so good. I knew that this graphic novel was going to be a banger as soon as it opened with that really cool, surreal dream sequence. Mm-hmm. It was so good. Of like, you know, the Brightheart dialogue is like, it never really leaves me. And it's like her running from these big silhouettes of dogs with big red eyes. And they're shouting, pack, pack, kill, kill. It's so sick. It's so good.
It's so cool.
It's so good.
This is the most recent one.
It is. Yeah. Just out, published as of June 6th, 2023. So less than a year ago, which is why it ended up slotted into our reading order really recently, because I didn't realize, that it was so close. And I was like, oh, wait. Oh, an addendum.
Hold on.
Stop the presses. We got something new. But luckily it came out before we got to this point. So unlike with Riverstar's Home, where we have had to sort of skip it, I was able to slide it right in here into our reading order.
I agree. I just really love Brightheart in this. There's so many like lovely little interpersonal moments in this. Yeah,
there's really great like ensemble work here as well, with just like clan life and everything. The a big highlight for me is definitely her heart-to-heart with Longtail after he gets his eyes clawed, which side note, the panel where his eyes are all fucked up is really scary.
Look, they get the visual medium.
They get that visual medium. That image with like just his bleeding eyes. I was like, damn.
I really just liked a lot of the little moments of Brightheart and Cloudtail together. Yes. I just love them.
They're such a good couple. I want what they have.
I just think they're neat.
They're so cute.
I will say I had one minor snag on this plot. Mm-hmm. I didn't care for the plot, like the thief plot. Like, I get that's supposed to be the central thing of this book, but I don't think it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
It feels like really the heart of it is all of this just like sort of general clan life character interaction, and then they were trying to find sort of a core like driving plot that it didn't really need. Like, it just didn't really need it, is the thing. Like, the thing that I was really enjoying was just seeing all of this character work. Now, of course, it makes sense. You know, it's children's media, so of course they need to have some sort of plot. You can't really just do a character study necessarily. Mm-hmm. But still,
I think some of those super editions would beg otherwise.
Well, you know, you got me there.
But no, I get 100%.
But no, I think they were trying to be like, oh well, it's a comic book, so it has to have action. Would be my guess of where they were coming from with it. But I mean, it really just falls apart for me with how big the owl claw marks are.
Yeah, and like they know what owls are.
They do know what owls are.
Like, it's canon that they have seen owls before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I get that I'm coming at this from the perspective of an adult, but, like, it's pretty clear that they're not cat claws. And everybody's like, they're cat claws. What's going on? No. No.
They're trying to, it is, I do feel like it's,
I feel like I immediately was like, oh, it's a big bird, like an owl or something.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the claw marks are shown, I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense.
I thought it was going to be moles.
It was going to be what?
Moles? I thought it was going to be like moles digging up from underneath.
Oh my god. That would have been cool.
I thought that's why it was disappearing, because people would notice, the cats would notice if an owl was flying down into the camp, okay?
But here's my question for you, Scout.
Mm-hmm.
You are a noted animal kid.
Yes.
What's a mole's primary food source?
I think it's insects. I think it's insects.
Insectivores. I don't think they are eating squirrels.
No, they're not eating squirrels.
Unless these are
maybe there's some kind of fucked up moles.
Yeah, unless there's some fucked up moles.
These moles have been tasted blood and they're out for more.
They escaped from Nim.
They did experiments on these moles to make them vampires.
Oh,
Vampire
shit.
moles.
But yes, I mean, as an adult, I was immediately like, okay, well, anyone with, like, a knowledge of a bird would be able to tell.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Oh, gosh. It reminds me so much of... I wish I could remember the name of it. There was a very specific children's book, detective, Ice Cube. Is this going to help me? Big Macs! It did! It worked! Googling that worked!
Woo!
There was Big Macs. Big Macs. It was an I Can Read book, so it was like young readers' first
chapter book.
First chapter book, yeah. And it was this little guy that was a detective, and this story reminds me a little bit of that. With like that, it's very obvious mysteries that that he solves. But there's one where like he's like, how did somebody get into this window or whatever, and it turns out that there was a big block of ice that melted to take away the evidence. That always sticks in my head.
Sure.
I think there was an elephant involved. I don't remember. This is not important, but I think that that's sort of the area that they're probably coming from with this. But I definitely also agree that it was not the strongest of the plots we've seen in these.
Yeah, and I mean, not even considering owls. Like, they've seen birds.
They've seen birds. We have a whole thing about a hawk that comes and takes a kit.
Yeah, my problem is not that, like, it's easy for the viewer to understand what's going on, even though I know that's how it started. But, like, the characters in universe should be able to tell from the context clues.
Yeah, they're generally, like, smarter and more keen than like the Dora the Explorer kind of vibe that you're getting here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely did not hit for me the same way as the ShadowClan one did with the Night Pelt story. Was really good with like the community building and stuff. But I did really like the character stuff, like you said. There's great character stuff in here. Another highlight scene for me was when she was using bees to explain like the qualities and strength of a clan to Rainpaw. Oh, that was good.
Rainpaw. I feel like
I really liked Rainpaw.
Yeah, I feel like I don't remember him from the book, so I don't think he's like terribly important later.
No, he's relatively just like in the background. I truly do not like Sorreltail is the standout from that bunch of siblings. Mm-hmm. Rainpaw and Sootpaw have totally left my brain. I'm sure they do a couple interesting things. We'll be seeing them again soon.
Yeah.
I did have one, like the biggest complaint I had with the art in here was just that I wasn't a fan of the way that they decided to render Brightheart's missing eye.
Yeah, it's a little lumpy.
It's like a little just too lumpy for me. That's just like, as an artist, I notice these things sometimes. And I'm like, I would have done that differently. But despite all that, there's still a lot of really fun and good art in here. I was also waving fondly at Brackenfur in a bunch of the background tableaus. He's like a very yellow cat in this coloring style. So I'm always noticing him and being like, there's my boy. There's my boy. There he is. That's my little guy. That's pretty much all I got for this one.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's, it's a cute little story.
Yeah, a fun time. I really like seeing more Brightheart. Not my favorite, like, overall overarching plot that we've gotten. I loved the quieter moments that we had with some of the characters.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about the snail in the Erin Corner, but shout out to Cinderpelt's pet snail. Shout out to the gay snail. And I'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah. Let's go to Firestar's Quest.
Firestar's Quest. Cherith Baldry wrote this one. It came out August 2nd. I wrote August 6th. Toost.
Oh, nice.
August Toost here.
Nice.
August 2nd, 2007. August Toost. August 2nd, 2007 is when this came out. Tell me your overall impressions.
Of the book itself, I mean, there were some issues I had with it. Mm-hmm. Just in terms of canon and lore and things of that nature. The pacing to me was could have been better. Mm-hmm. It was a little rough.
Pacing's really rough.
But it was the first Super Edition. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give it a little slack on that.
Yeah, because they were still figuring it out.
Yeah, all of the stories previous had been like, I think they're, generally a third to a half smaller than a Super Edition for the most part. Mm-hmm. So, this is definitely like a first attempt for taking the kind of pattern and world that they have done for so long and having to kind of shift the way that they're writing. So I feel like I can give them a little bit of leeway on the pacing, but it was rough. Yeah. But despite all of its flaws, I still really had a good time with this one. I have a lot of nostalgia for this book personally because I am such a SkyClan stan, and this is where it all started. This is also the book that I went to the signing for.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I do have this is one of the only ones of my original Warriors collection I kept. Oh. But I do have a signed copy of Firestar's Quest.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, so, it's just a fun little... I just remember loving this book a lot when I was younger. And, I still really enjoyed it. I have some quibbles here and there, but for the most part, like, it's the kind of thing I want out of a Super Edition. Like, yeah. I don't need a long biography. Give me a, like... mini adventure that's set in a time that has not yet been covered. Because exactly. I feel like that is one of the things that really, in comparison to the other Super Editions we've read, I feel like that is one of the things that would really help them in future Super Editions.
Yeah, like
because then you don't have to worry about overwriting canon to fit the plot that you
exactly.
made up.
Yeah, like that's one of the things that we came down lowest on with Leopard Star's Honor for sure. I share similar overall impressions. I think the concept is great. When the narrative is being executed well, I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah. I do really enjoy the meeting this whole new cast of characters. I think the concept of like going to a different place and making a clan is really cool and fun. That really stuck in my brain. Yeah. And it's great, but the thing, like the pacing really hurts it. Like the fact that it takes 50% of the book for us to even start reforming SkyClan is just, it drags it down a lot for me. Yeah. Not to say that like I think that makes it unreadable or anything. Yeah.
I definitely feel like when I always thought back on it, I never remembered any of the, like, I remembered a lot of how SkyClan got together.
Right, yeah. But then like the first half of the book, it's like, well, because it's not really that important.
Yeah, well, like I didn't even remember that Sandstorm got lost on the way there.
I think that was my least favorite part of the book.
I agree.
Like the contradicting myself immediately, I really did actually enjoy like the microcosm of Firestar's daily life as leader of ThunderClan with the first quarter of the book. Like, is it really leading us towards the SkyClan plot? Not necessarily in some instances, but it was really fun to sort of see the clan working and see everybody in good spirits. I did like the whole thing where where Smudge comes and is like, Firestar, I'm having dreams about cats and I think I have to come live in the forest. I don't want to live in the forest. It's scary out there, but I think that's what my dreams mean.
He's so funny.
So yeah, like me enjoying that first quarter contradicts kind of what I'm saying with that but it really is the traveling between the forest and the gorge that is just really, really drags to me.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I do like when they meet their dastardly foe, which is a restaurant. They're really scared of a restaurant.
Oh my god. The like constant what the hell are these two legs doing on that trip was so funny because it was like they just kept running into situations.
They did just keep running into situations.
Those poor cats.
Those poor cats. One of the situations they kept running into is the spotted leaf bog.
And I feel like this is the book that made it like really explicit about the quote unquote romance that never happened and wouldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. But they keep acting like it's a possibility and therefore it's something to be jealous over. It makes me infuriated. The way they insert this romance.
I don't want to be here anymore.
But it is so strong in this book that I think that's the reason like a lot of people are spotted leaf haters is because like we've already had a conversation about spotted leaf to Sandstorm.
Yeah.
But this is why everybody hates spotted leaf. She's just up in this business like flirting with Firestar in front of his wife.
I know.
It's kind of homewrecker behavior, Spotted Leaf. Like, maybe you need to chill. Girl, you're the other woman.
I just, like, I don't know. When? In what book? What book did Cherith read? What book did Cherith read that we didn't read? Where she's getting these ideas. Cherith, what book did she read?
Was it an earlier version that got scrapped? You can just tell us, it's fine.
Oh, shit. Interesting. An interesting thought.
Yeah. So the spotted leaf thing, frustrating. So I put Hattie not. So Hattie is Smudge's friend and the new cat of Firestar's old two legs. And he asks if she wants to go catch a bird with him, and she's like, "Catching a bird? Ew, gross." And I'm like, do y'all not have cats? We've told this story before.
I bet there's some cats out there that might think that it's gross to catch a bird.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not mine.
Not yours.
Not mine. She tried to jump onto the railing again today because there were birds chirping in the forest. I showed her. I was like, look at how far down that is. She didn't care.
She was like, I could take it.
Yeah, I could jump. I also just want to say, I like Modern SkyClan. I know, like, we're going to see more of them, and my opinion may have to change from the long-standing opinion that I've held forever, but I really like...
Yeah, I mean, I've read more, like, further into and seen more of SkyClan than you, and I'm still a big fan of SkyClan, and a big fan of Leaf Star.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay, so here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I remember being absolutely obsessed with Leaf Dapple / Leaf Star. Mm-hmm. Gamers, I think I may have had a crush on this cat when I was a kid and I just didn't realize it. Because, and we'll get into this when I get into the fandom section, I just had a very strong connection to Leaf Star and Echo Song.
I see.
Yeah, I just felt a lot of feelings about them, even though they're not really in the book
that much.
A ton.
Mm-mm.
Why was I so obsessed with these two pretty cats? Anyway,
what was your bisexual awakening?
Firestar's
Quest, Warrior Cats.
I do hate some of the future names that are in SkyClan that I've seen, but that's because I have a personal quibble with that naming convention in particular.
Wait,
which is kitty
one?
pet name, warrior cat last name.
Oh, see, I think that's really fun. I'm actually a big fan of it.
Oh, see, I do not like it.
I think sometimes they're very silly. But I think that I don't know. I like it. I can totally understand not liking it.
Can we talk about the rats? I want to talk about the rats.
What if a rat hated you so much that you could physically feel it? Makes you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. These rats are fucking wild.
I love the rats as an enemy. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh yeah.
Like, there are times that I'm like, oh yeah, I love when Warriors is like kind of grounded in reality a little bit. Like, yeah, that's what a cat would do. But like when we get a little bit wild and crazy with the supernatural shit.
Yeah, this becomes eldritch horror.
Yeah, like this is a swarm of rats that are like a hive mind. And the main rat can talk to the cats.
And so they hate them so much. What if 1 billion rats fucking hated you?
Yeah.
Scary.
Something to think about, honestly.
Something to think about.
But yeah, so the rats are absolutely just like this eldritch horror because the way it's described, the way they take the orders, where it's like ripples on a pond moving through the fur.
Moving through all of them.
That's spooky.
That shit is spooky. And the way that when they're fighting them, it's like just you kill one and 2 more come into its place like a hydra of rats.
Exactly.
Like really good, fun, evocative stuff.
I will say, when I was reading this, I was perhaps under the influence. I forgot that one of the rats talked. In the time since I first read this book and when I read this book this weekend, it took a lot of energy and power to not message Scout and say, am I imagining this or are the rats talking?
I would have loved getting that message. It is trippy,
Yeah, but like I had forgotten that was a plot point, so when the rats are suddenly speaking on the page, I was like, am I reading this right?
Is this...
Or have I lost it?
Is this the end for me?
Literally the same thing with Spotted Leaf's ghost physically manifesting in the cave to heal Patchfoot.
Yeah.
I forgot that happened. And also I was still under the influence and I was definitely convinced that this was not happening. The worst book to read under the influence, honestly, in this series, because all of this wild shit just keeps happening.
There is all this wild shit. Well, I don't think it's... I think
no, there's other ones, I'm sure.
We're so far away from it. Everything just keeps getting wilder and wilder, and I'm so excited for you to see it. Yeah. I fucking love the rats. Who taught that rat how to speak?
I need to know.
I need to know who taught that rat how to speak. What was the image that I said? We'll post this probably before the episode drops. It's from that tweet that's like, why do bash deadbeat dads for leaving their kids, but we never question if the kid has bad vibes or if they're just unpleasant to be around? And I said, why do bash deadbeat cats for being chased off by these rats, but we never question if the rat has bad vibes?
Or if they're just unpleasant to be around. Which they are.
They are unpleasant. We talked a lot in a couple episodes back about the Tiger Star saying right-wing propaganda words, and Firestar did say SkyClan could be great again in this book, and it did jump scare me.
Yeah.
We got to stop doing this. But yeah, you know what? Fucked up how just like the words great again have been so deeply poisoned in the last decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not really to do with warrior cats, just an observation.
Yeah. I mean, like, there are instances in which it would be perfectly fine to use that. Mm-hmm. But nope.
Yeah. Like even here, I think it's more, I mean, I think with Tiger Star was much more insidious and a lot closer to like actual conservative rhetoric. Here, though, it really was more benign of a comment.
Yeah,
it was still
more
like
it was more like, oh, I'm going to like give these cats their ancestral like history back.
Yeah, exactly. I liked a lot of the stuff with the ensemble of SkyClan cats. I really liked the little forum that they held to recruit everybody.
Yeah.
I love the detail of the SkyClan cats having these physical traits that help to identify them as having SkyClan ancestry, the strong haunches for jumping and hard paw pads for gorge climbing.
You know, that makes me think that Zelda maybe is SkyClan.
Zelda's a SkyClan cat.
She got them paunchy legs.
She got that booty.
And she do have those strong, thick haunches.
Yeah. I love that. I like the various perspectives we hear from the rogues and kitty pets in the area. We get a lot of different perspectives that's really fun. I love the arc of Rainfur, why does Rainfur have a warrior cat name like just out in the open?
I don't think it's confirmed at all, but I feel like it's implied that maybe he was descended from...
Yeah,
I mean, you know, like he was also descended from SkyClan, so it's possible that, you know, it just ended up being passed down the line to give their kids warrior names.
Yeah, I like his whole arc of sort of being against it and then realizing how community can be beneficial. I love how much he loved him wife.
He loved him wife.
I'm really sad that he dies.
Me too.
Especially because, like, it's a good fight, but it was very much like, even the way that they talk about it in the book, it's like, it wasn't really necessary. It was because everybody charged in. And if people hadn't charged in and had just been able, the group that was in there with the rats had been able to get back to the exit, like, nobody probably would have died. So that sucks.
Yeah.
But on a higher note, though, do we want to talk about the 9 Lives ceremony?
Yeah. Oh, that was so nice.
It's a good 9 Lives ceremony. The way the fog clears slowly with each life given as the ancestors are like coming home to modern SkyClan.
Yeah. Oh, it's just lovely. And I like how the old leaders of the clans like have to own up to the shit they did.
Yeah, they come in and they're like, okay, guys, listen, we fucked up, all right? We fucked up. We admit it. it.
We thought we had the right reasons for doing it, but that was also kind of fucked up what we did. And, you know, they're not truly forgiven for that, but, you know, he's at least like, okay, I suppose we can be civil.
Yeah. And I think that's totally valid. I think, like...
Absolutely.
You can accept an apology without forgiving somebody for doing something really fucked up. You know, like, that's a thing that I think people don't realize enough.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I love Leafstar. I just think she's a fun character. I cannot wait to see her more.
Yeah.
And we can talk really quickly about Cloudstar's descendants. I'm fairly sure when we did Cloudstar's journey, we mentioned
I believe we did talk about.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at his
some important descendants.
Well, it's basically confirmed in this book that Spotted Leaf is one of his descendants.
Leopardfoot, Redtail, Patchpelt, Spotted Leaf, and Willowpelt were all siblings.
Yeah.
So we've got Swiftpaw, Longtail, Tiger Star, Redtail, Brambleclaw, Tawnypelt, Feathertail, Stormfur, Graystripe, because he's Willowpelt's son.
Oh, yeah.
Darkstripe, Rainwhisker, Sootfur, Swirltail, like some very key ThunderClan cats. Definitely. Are descended from Birdflight and Cloudstar.
Mm-hmm. They even make it all the way to RiverClan with Mothwing and Hawkfrost, huh?
And with Stormfur and Feathertail.
Oh, yeah, and with Stormfur and Feathertail. There's so many cats on this list that I'm, like, scrolling to one side and forgetting what the other side says.
Yeah. And some of those names I don't recognize, so maybe they're in the other clans, too. Who knows? But, yeah, so that's really... I mean, I don't have a ton more to say about this book, except, I mean, it's a fun read, and it's it was really, like, when it came out, I was really stoked, like, everybody was excited, and it was a new thing for Warriors. So, like, I can forgive it a few things because it was the first Super Edition.
Definitely like some growing pains or like format, experiments in here for sure that I also would forgive it for that.
You want to take us to the Erin Corner?
Let's go to the Erin Corner. We're back again. Cinderpet's Pet Snail, MVP. So this is shout out to James L. Barry, who explained that his husband was the one that suggested Cinderpelt get a pet snail.
Yeah.
For this manga.
Cinderpelt's pet snail. Gay pet snail.
Gay pet snail. Gay pet snail. I took a bunch of screenshots of every instance of the snail that I found
it was so good.
In the graphic novel and just sent them to the production chat. Pet snail sightings. I love this snail. It's even in the very last image of the manga.
Yeah.
It's there with Cloudtail and Prey Runnin. It's an important little guy. Speaking of James, we saw him here doing the art. We will see him in the future of the podcast, but as for release order, this is the last graphic novel that he'll be doing for the Warrior series. So thank you for your service, James L. Barry. You did some great work. I'm excited to see more as we go forward. That's what I've got for the graphic novel. For Firestar's quest specifically, apparently this book cover makes a cameo in the bottom right corner of the camera frame in the 2018 romantic comedy drama Love, Simon, which I haven't seen, but this was something that was listed on the fandom wiki page.
That's so fun.
It's so funny to me. I love that. I love little Firestar cameo.
Look, this is what I'm saying. Warrior Cats is for the gays.
It's for the gays.
I do think that's very funny. I love that for them.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like, why is it there? I'm so curious. What's the context? Are they in a library? Is it in somebody's house?
Who knows?
Vicky said Firestar's Quest was her favorite book to work on because the story fell into her head fully formed. Vicky, as a reminder, is the sort of lead on the story side, does the outlines and a lot of the character bios and stuff, and then the other errands build off from there. I have some notes about Cherith Baldry on this one. Specifically, this is all conjecture, but she wrote for The Prophecies Begin, Forest of Secrets, Dangerous Path, Darkest Hour. I can't, those books are all take place so close together, but I feel like those are the ones that were heavier on the Spotted Leaf Firestar romance like undertones. And so I'm just curious if maybe like Cherith Baldry has a very specific hill that she's decided to die on.
Yeah, that is curious.
I just thought that was interesting to think about. But Firestar's Quest was also one of her favorites to write. So it was a real favorite in the Erin team, which I think is fun. That's about it. That's about all I got for the Erin Corner. Those are my Erin Corner bits today. What about sharing tongues?
Yeah, we've got just a little bit here. It was surprisingly difficult to find more stuff, but I think for this book I probably should have gone a little deeper. But the thing is, we are not done with SkyClan, so I couldn't go too terribly deep on like personal character stuff. I do have, and I will do this for the next episode since we're going back to SkyClan. Back in the day, I did write a canon divergence AU that takes place at the end of Power of 3.
Oh.
In which something that has, I believe, happened in the actual canon of Warriors was what was the main thing in my little AU here that I made.
You were ahead of your time.
It does involve SkyClan, so I'll pull my SkyClan allegiances out for our next episode.
Oh, this is exciting to me.
Yeah.
I'm
excited. Because it will be like a time skip from SkyClan's Destiny, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I know nothing about SkyClan's Destiny, so I'm really excited to
see. This is one of those that I was shocked that it's number 3, like the third one released, because that makes me think that maybe I did read it, but I don't know. It's one of those that I'm like, did I read this book? I don't remember.
No, 2010. What were you doing in 2010?
I was still in high school. so I probably would have read it.
A mystery.
'Cause I didn't get rid of the books until college. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
In terms of fics, again, you know, keeping the Sky Clan to a minimum. There was one specifically for Thief and ThunderClan, but Brightheart and Cloudtail do have 64 fics.
Hell yeah.
Good for them.
Good for them.
There are 15 fics for Firestar's Quest, 6 with Skywatcher, 77 for Leaf Star. So I have a feeling I'm gonna continue to love my girl here. Only one for Echo Song and Leaf Star. Where are my lesbians at? Please, if you are willing to write Echo Song and Leaf Star fanfiction, hit up our email. I would love to chat. There are 5 fics for Echo Song, Leaf Star, and a character that we will meet later as a polycule, so that's something.
There we go. Yeah, that's a little crumb for you.
Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of overlap with future books when searching by the Sky Clan cats, so I didn't want to delve too deep to avoid spoilers, but there's a lot coming with these cats.
Yeah.
There were 93 works that have Smudge tagged as a central character.
Smudge is surprisingly very popular in the fandom. Really, like, folks love that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a really good, Smudge AMV the other day. Brought to my attention by our listeners in the Discord.
They've been showing a lot of fun AMVs that I've just not been able to find.
Yeah, they're really good. If you ever have, dear listeners, if you are in the Discord or would like to join the Discord, and you ever have an AMV that like we don't mention on the show that is pertinent to a specific topic that we have discussed, I'd love for you to drop it in there. I love to watch AMVs anytime. Yeah. Love them.
We will watch them.
Yeah.
Tumblr, we've got somebody drawing the scene of Smudge going to Firestar about his dreams.
Yeah.
And Smudge just being like, I can't live in the woods. I don't want to eat dead animals. It's cold.
I love this last image of him like hugging Firestar and being like, Firestar, please, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's great.
What if it rains? What if I catch a cold and die?
But the caption on this is, obsessed with that scene in Firestar's Quest where Smudge is having mildly prophetic dreams and becomes a sad, pathetic, wet mess of a man at the slightest implication he might have to go outside his yard.
Mm-hmm.
Poor baby.
That's how I feel when I have to leave my yard.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out there.
This one from Borderline Personality. Warriors fandom is so fucking funny because people will post about these fictional cats like, I hope they fucking die. And when you ask why, the answer is, oh, they're a popular character and I do love them. Don't get me wrong. They're just so old they need to die.
Killing me.
Yeah. This is me. One of the reasons I stopped reading Warriors was because I was sick and tired of Firestar being alive. I was like, we need someone else to take center stage. We gotta get this man out of here. So
that's so funny.
We've also got a fake Tumblr post from Echo Song. I get my news from the only reliable source. Cryptic symbolism in my dreams. And then a meme here of the cover for Firestar's Quest, overlaid with a Craigslist personals listing. The idea here is to create a club for cool but lonely or bored people. And, you know,
Firestar up on the...
that is actually what it is.
Yeah.
It is... Yeah.
It's true. I love that.
Brightheart and Cloudtail have a ton of AMVs. Like, just so many. There are some also of Brightheart and Swiftpaw. The fact, here's the thing. There is one that was put out on April Fool's, and it is Cloudtail singing Never Gonna Give You Up.
Oh my god.
So that is a thing that exists.
Oh my god. He's in the fucking he's doing the dance. He's in
the music video.
He's in the music video. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Wait, something flashed on the screen. Really? What does it say? This is Ricktail Cloudsley, I think. It's so fast.
Probably a mashup of Cloudtail and Rick Astley.
Ricktail Cloudsley.
This is so funny.
I love this.
So, there's things like that out there.
Hell yeah.
Apparently, one of these is very recent. I think Rut is the one that,
Rut is so good.
I think that one's, brand new, isn't it? 6 months ago.
6 months, yeah. Pretty new.
They're still churning these things out, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, I'm excited to consume this. But, yeah, I love a Warriors AMV.
Yeah.
We also had one of the Brightheart and Swiftpaw ones I did not listen to because I knew I was going to cry, is set to, I don't know if you've seen Coco, but there is a song that is kind of at the center of that movie. At the very end, it is a very emotional scene of singing the song. And I was like, if I watch the Brightheart and Swiftpaw AMV set to this song, I will cry, and I'm not going to do that right now.
I just don't have it in me to cry right now.
I don't have it in me. All right, our Warrior Cats of the week.
I have two. I have one for each thing we read today. Mm-hmm. A pretty standard one for Thief in ThunderClan. I chose Brightheart.
I also chose Brightheart.
Yeah, did great. And then for Firestar's Quest, I chose Petal.
Oh, she was a good one.
Very minor character, but there was something really striking about her whole story. Mm-hmm. She's just a real standout. There's something about her saying that she named her kits after herbs because she would watch the Two-Leg Garden from the window. Yeah. She has a really sad story of being a house cat with a neglectful owner. Mm-hmm. And
not just neglectful, full on abusive.
Yeah. And her and her kits are rescued by Firestar and co. Rainfur is her mate. And she was just very gentle and very thoughtful. And I really liked that she knew some stuff about herbs because she would look at the garden outside.
Yeah.
She just really her whole story. It was such a small part of the book, but really stuck with me in a way. And then Brightheart we talked so much about Brightheart. We know Brightheart is just hidden for us. We love Brightheart.
My Firestar's Quest Warrior Cat of the Week is Skywatcher. Yeah. And that's for me because, I don't feel like Skywatcher was, when I was a kid, I didn't care about him as much. I did not remember this man at all.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed, his side in this book. I really enjoyed him being there as, a kind of guide who, is maybe not a perfect guide because he doesn't know everything, but, and he definitely holds some things back. I just liked Skywatcher. I think he was a fun character.
He was great. I really liked the whole experience of him being an entire generation divorced from SkyClan. Mm-hmm. And so his views of it being only secondhand, right. But still holding on so fiercely to it, I thought was really effective and really strong storytelling.
Yeah. And I do like that he gets to give Firestar a prophecy.
He gets to give Firestar
and boy, before you go,
important prophecy.
Yeah. This one will be...
This one, it's going to keep coming up. I tell you what,
this one's not going to leave us alone for a while.
This one is not going to leave us alone for a while, guys. I think actually we won't hear about it in the new prophecy, but then it won't leave us alone for a long time.
Yeah. Well, do we want to say goodbye to our listeners, I think?
Let's say goodbye. If you've got thoughts, opinions, questions, or memes to share with us, you can write to us at pawsandclawspod@gmail.com. That's paws, as in what a cat has, claws, as in the part of speech, pod, as in podcast. We're also on Twitter and Blue Sky at Paws and Claws. Blue Sky is open now. You don't need an invite anymore, so come join us over there. And we are on Tumblr at Paws Clause Pod. Listeners who are 18 years and older, you should come join us on Discord, which will be linked in the show notes. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, or Blue Sky at HumbleGoat, and you can see the art that I do, including our podcast cover art, at scoutwilkinson.myportfolio.com.
And you can find me on Twitter at plot_twists, on Blue Sky at plot-twists, or on Tumblr at antique-romantic. Our next episode will be out in 2 weeks, where we will discuss the Ravenpaw manga trilogy, as well as Super Edition 3, SkyClan's Destiny. Read along by buying the book from a local bookstore or checking out a copy from your local library. Until then, dear listeners, may StarClan guide your paws.